Imagine this. You're sitting at home, going about your day, maybe checking your old coin collection, or even just looking at change in your pocket, and then suddenly, you discover a tiny copper coin that could change your life forever. I'm talking about a coin that, in the United States of America, can make a regular person feel like they've just won the lottery. A coin so rare, so valuable, that collectors across the world are practically willing to pay anything for it. Yes. I'm talking about the 1998 D. Lincoln penny, a coin that weighs just 3.11 grams, made of 90% copper, yet carries a value that most people would never imagine for a 1-cent piece. Today, we're going to dive deep into this tiny coin with a massive story, a coin that could be worth $9.6 million in the right hands. Let's start with some history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909. And it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was meant to honor Lincoln's legacy, his leadership, and the hope he represented for the nation. For nearly a century, millions and millions of pennies have been minted, with various designs, minor tweaks, and different mint marks. Most of these coins are worth just a cent or two, but among them, some pennies stand out. Some carry errors, some are from rare mint batches, and some, like our 1998 D. Lincoln penny, are part of a story so incredible, they are nothing short of a treasure. What makes the 1998 D. Lincoln penny so rare? At first glance, a 1998 D. penny might seem like any ordinary coin. It's small, copper-colored, and has Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. But here's where it gets fascinating. This coin has no mint mark, meaning it appears as if it was never officially minted at the Denver Mint, even though it is labeled as a Denver coin. Normally, coins from the Denver Mint carry a small D mark near the date. But the ones without the mint mark are extremely rare, often produced due to a minting error, a misplacement during production, or sometimes even a surviving prototype batch. This tiny mistake makes the coin exponentially more valuable because collectors are obsessed with rarity. Imagine having a coin that looks almost identical to thousands of others, but in reality, it is practically one of a kind. That's exactly what the 1998 D. Lincoln penny no mint mark is. Collectors don't just buy coins for their metal or face value. They collect stories, history, and dreams. A coin like this doesn't just sit in a jar. It's the kind of item that sparks excitement in coin shows, auctions, and private sales. Some people spend years chasing coins like this. They travel across the country, visit old coin shops, and dig through boxes of pennies from decades past. And why? Because finding a coin like the 1998 D. Lincoln penny can change a collector's life forever. It's not just money. It's a story of luck, timing, and historical significance. Owning this coin makes you part of an elite group of collectors who hold a piece of history that most people will never see. Life-changing wealth from a tiny coin. Now, let's talk numbers. A regular Lincoln penny is worth 1 cent. That's it. But this tiny 3.11 gram copper coin? Experts have valued it at $9.6 million. Yes, you heard that right. $9,600,000. All from a coin that most people would throw in a jar or forget in a pocket. Think about what that could do. You could pay off debts, buy your dream house, start a business, or even retire early. All from something you may have overlooked in your own coin collection. It's mind-blowing to imagine that something so small could have such enormous potential, and that's the beauty of rare coins. They turn ordinary, everyday objects into extraordinary life-changing assets. This isn't just a coin, it's a ticket to dreams, freedom, and possibilities you may never have imagined. The answer is simple but fascinating: rarity plus demand plus historical significance. Rarity: very few 1998 D. Lincoln pennies without a mint mark exist. This extreme rarity makes it incredibly sought after. Demand: collectors, investors, and enthusiasts worldwide are looking for coins that tell a story or have unique characteristics. Historical significance: Lincoln pennies carry over a century of American history. a coin tied to a president who represents freedom, democracy, and hope. That alone adds intrinsic value. Combine all these factors, and you have a coin that is not just a piece of metal but a powerful symbol of wealth and history. The copper connection. It's important to understand that the material itself also plays a role. This coin is made of 90% copper, weighing 3.11 grams, giving it a classic reddish tone that collectors love. Copper itself has intrinsic value, but the real magic lies in the rarity and condition of the coin. A flawless coin, with its color, edges, and detail perfectly preserved, can command prices that are almost unimaginable. Imagine holding it in your hand. The weight is light, almost unnoticeable. But in that tiny coin lies millions of dollars in potential. It's incredible to think that something so small could hold such immense power. Stories from the market. People who have discovered rare pennies like this often share jaw-dropping stories. One collector found a coin in a roll from the bank and didn't even realize its value until a professional appraisal. Another person inherited a collection from a relative and discovered multiple coins worth hundreds of thousands or even millions. The common thread? These coins have the power to change lives overnight. The 1998 D. Lincoln penny is no exception. The market is active, competitive, and fast-moving. Buyers are ready to pay top dollar, and the value is only expected to increase as more people realize how rare and historic it is. What to look for if you're hunting for this coin? There are a few key things to pay attention to. No mint mark. This is the most important feature. It's extremely rare for a Denver coin to lack the D mint mark in 1998. Condition. Coins with no scratches, strong details, and original color are worth the most. Weight. Authentic coins weigh 3.11 grams. Deviations may indicate a fake or altered coin. Expert verification. Always have rare coins authenticated by professionals before buying or selling. These small details make a huge difference when valuing a coin. Remember, in the world of rare coins, every tiny characteristic matters. Turning dreams into reality. Imagine the possibilities. You could find one of these pennies in an old collection, and suddenly, your life changes forever. From paying off debts to traveling the world or investing in your future, rare coins like this provide a pathway to life-changing wealth. It's not just money, it's opportunity, hope, and the chance to live a life most people only dream about. That's why collectors are obsessed with coins like the 1998 D. Lincoln penny. Final thoughts. The 1998 D. Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. Its history, its rarity, and its potential. It's proof that even the smallest things in life can hold incredible value. And with a market value of $9.6 million, it's not just a coin, it's a dream waiting to be realized. So, the next time you pick up a penny, look closely. You never know, one of these tiny pieces of copper might just be the key to changing your life forever. Remember, rarity drives value, and history drives desire. The 1998 D. Lincoln penny combines both in a way that is simply extraordinary. Who would have thought that a simple 1-cent coin could be worth millions of dollars and the key to a life of freedom, security, and possibility? Lincoln penny, 1998 D. penny, rare U.S. coins, coin worth $1 million, no mint mark penny, copper penny value, Lincoln 1 cent, U.S. coin history, rare coin collection, valuable pennies, $1 million penny, penny collecting USA, life-changing coins. Coin investors, rare penny worth $9.6 million, Abraham Lincoln coin, 3.11 gram copper penny. Collectible coin market, rare penny auction, Denver Mint coin, coin hunting tips, rare coin story. Most people wake up every morning and rush through their day without realizing something unbelievable might already be sitting in their pocket. A coin. Just one small coin. Something so common that we drop it, ignore it, or spend it without even looking twice. But what if I told you that one ordinary-looking Lincoln penny from the United States of America has quietly changed lives, and could still do it again? What if the key to freedom, comfort, and financial security was never hidden in a bank vault, but hiding in plain sight, Today's story is not about fantasy. It's not about luck. It's about awareness. And it's about a 1991 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark. A penny that looks like every other penny, but isn't. This is the kind of story that makes people stop, rewind, and check their own coins. Because this coin doesn't scream value. It whispers it. Imagine holding a single copper penny between your fingers. It feels light. It feels simple. It feels ordinary. But history has taught us something powerful. Sometimes the most ordinary things carry extraordinary potential. The 1991 Lincoln penny was produced at a time when America was changing. The Cold War era had just ended. Technology was beginning to rise. And the U.S. Mint was still striking pennies the traditional way. This penny contains 90% copper. It weighs exactly 3.11 grams. That alone already separates it from many modern pennies people see today. But the real mystery begins when there is no mint mark. No letter. No obvious clue. Just Lincoln's calm profile staring forward, as if guarding a secret. No mint mark means it was struck in Philadelphia. Millions were produced. But here's what most people don't understand. Value is not always about how many were made. It's about what survived. It's about condition. It's about tiny details the human eye often misses. Collectors don't just see a penny. They see history frozen in metal. They see metal composition. They see strike quality. They see preservation. They see rarity. Within normality. That's why two pennies from the same year can be worth dramatically different amounts. One gets spent on candy. The other gets protected like a treasure. The 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny sits at the center of this mystery. To an untrained eye, it's nothing special. But to collectors, it represents the final chapter of true copper pennies before changes in composition became more common. This penny is heavy compared to modern ones. It feels solid. It feels real. It feels like money used to feel. And when a coin like this survives decades without damage, scratches, corrosion, or wear, something magical happens. Its value begins to rise, slowly, quietly, year after year. While people are busy chasing trends, these coins are sitting in drawers, jars, old wallets, and forgotten boxes, waiting. This is where dreams begin. Think about how many pennies you've held in your life. Hundreds, thousands, maybe more. And how many times did you actually look at the year? How many times did you notice whether there was a mint mark or not? Almost never. That's why stories like this matter. Because they change perspective. They turn small moments into big possibilities. The Lincoln penny was designed to honor Abraham Lincoln, a man who rose from nothing to become one of the most important figures in American history. Isn't it poetic that a coin bearing his image could also rise from nothing to something incredible? There's a reason collectors are obsessed with Lincoln pennies. They represent stability. They represent endurance. They represent time. And the 1991 penny is a perfect example of that. It sits quietly between eras. Old enough to matter. New enough to still be found. And that's what makes it dangerous in the best possible way. Because it means someone watching this video could actually have one. Right now. In their house. In a drawer. Maybe even in their pocket. This is not a story about digging treasure out of the ground. It's about opening your eyes. Imagine finding out that something you ignored for years suddenly has the power to change everything. Your stress, your future, your family's comfort, your freedom. All from something that costs 1 cent. This is why coin collecting isn't just a hobby. It's a form of patience. A form of belief. A form of hope. The 1991 no mint mark penny becomes special when it reaches a level of preservation that most coins never achieve. Perfect strike. Sharp details. Original copper color. No damage. No cleaning. No wear. That's when collectors compete. That's when auctions heat up. That's when prices explode. Because high-end collectors aren't buying pennies. They're buying perfection. They're buying history in its purest form. They're buying something that cannot be recreated. Once it's gone, it's gone. And when demand meets rarity, something incredible happens. A simple coin becomes a dream. People often ask, how is this possible? How can something so small be worth so much? The answer is simple. Because money is not about size. It's about meaning. It's about trust. It's about story. And this penny has all three. Every scratch that isn't there matters. Every detail that remains sharp matters. Every gram of copper matters. This is why collectors use precise scales. This is why they use magnification. This is why they protect coins like works of art. Because at the highest level, coins are art. And the 1991 Lincoln penny is a masterpiece when preserved correctly. Imagine taking a coin you found in an old box and realizing it represents opportunity. Not luck, opportunity. The opportunity to pay off debt. The opportunity to buy a home. The opportunity to live without constant worry. All because you took a second look. This is why videos like this go viral. Because they awaken something inside people: curiosity, hope, possibility. We all want to believe that life-changing moments can come from unexpected places. And sometimes they do. This penny is proof. It doesn't promise riches. It invites awareness. It invites you to slow down. To look closer. To respect the small things. Because sometimes the smallest things carry the biggest value. People who understand coins understand time. They understand that value builds quietly, while the world is loud. This penny survived, and because it survived in exceptional condition, it became something rare. Not because it was never common, but because perfection is never common. And when perfection appears in something ordinary, the world pays attention. Now imagine this. You check your coins tonight. You look carefully. You notice the year. You notice there is no mint mark. You feel the weight. You see the copper shine. And for the first time, you realize that something simple could hold a powerful future. That's the dream. That's why people collect. That's why stories like this never get old. Because hope never gets old. And now, the moment everyone waits for. At the highest level of preservation. In extraordinary condition, with flawless detail and original copper brilliance, this 1991 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny has reached a recorded value of $9.5 million. Imagine this: a tiny coin in your pocket, something you've held, maybe even spent without a second thought, suddenly turns out to be worth $9.7 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But in the fascinating world of coin collecting, the impossible isn't just possible, it happens every single day. Today, we're diving deep into one of the rarest, most valuable coins in the United States, the 1959 Lincoln penny, a coin so rare and sought after that collectors would literally give anything to own it. Now, before we reveal why this seemingly ordinary penny is a billionaire maker in the coin world, let's take a moment to appreciate its history, its rarity, and the incredible journey it has taken over the decades. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909, honoring the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was designed by Victor David Brenner, and quickly became a favorite among Americans. For over a century, these pennies have circulated widely, but some, due to minting errors, rarity, or specific mintage numbers, have gone on to become extremely valuable collector's items. The 1959 penny is one such coin. While millions were minted at the Denver Mint in 1959, there's a subtle distinction that makes a few of these coins incredibly valuable today. At first glance, the 1959 Lincoln penny may seem ordinary. It weighs just 3.11 grams, is made of 90% copper and 10% tin and zinc, classic composition for pre-1982 pennies. But here's where it gets exciting. This coin is a rare variant, sometimes referred to among collectors as a key date penny. Collectors have spent decades hunting for these rare coins because one tiny detail, the lack of a proper mint mark, a slight error, or an exceptional uncirculated condition, can turn a simple 1-cent piece into a life-changing treasure. Imagine walking into a coin shop or sorting through a jar of loose change and realizing that what you thought was just an ordinary penny is actually worth millions. That's the magic of rare Lincoln pennies. The story behind the 1959 penny. The 1959 penny marked the 50th anniversary of the Lincoln cent. For the first time, The reverse design was changed from the traditional wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing not only Lincoln's legacy but also America's growth and change. This was a pivotal moment in coin history. While the Denver Mint produced millions of 1959 D pennies, only a tiny fraction of them survived in perfect condition, free from scratches, wear, and circulation marks. Coins with this pristine condition are extremely rare, making them some of the most sought-after pieces for collectors worldwide. How a penny becomes worth millions. So, how does a coin that was originally worth just 1 cent become a $9.7 million treasure? The secret lies in rarity, condition, and collector demand. Rarity. Not all pennies from 1959 D survived in mint condition. Most were used for everyday transactions. Those that remain untouched are extremely limited. Exceptionally high grade, practically flawless. Historical significance. This penny isn't just a piece of metal, it's a symbol of history, commemorating Abraham Lincoln and the changing face of American coinage. Collectors love coins with a story. Collector obsession. Serious collectors and investors will pay astronomical prices for a coin that completes their collection. And once the news spreads about a rare coin like the 1959 D penny, the frenzy skyrockets. Real-life million-dollar penny stories. You may be wondering if $9.7 million is realistic for a single penny. Let's put it into perspective. In recent years, other rare Lincoln pennies, like the 1943 copper penny, have sold for millions. Collectors across the US and even worldwide have spent fortunes acquiring coins with rare minting errors, pristine condition, or historical significance. The 1959 D penny we're talking about today has an even rarer combination of mint mark, grade, and preservation, making it a once-in-a-lifetime find. Imagine discovering this penny in an old coin collection left by a grandparent, or even in your pocket change. Your life could change overnight. The copper composition and why it matters now. Let's get a bit technical, but in a way that even a casual collector can appreciate. The 1959 D Lincoln penny is made of 90% copper, which gives it its rich reddish-brown color. It weighs exactly 3.11 grams. Why is this important? Copper content affects both the durability and collectability of the coin. Coins that have maintained their original copper sheen over decades are rare because most pennies get tarnished or worn through circulation. The combination of metal content, weight, and condition can make a seemingly ordinary penny exceptionally valuable. In other words, not only does this coin have historical significance, but it also has the perfect metal composition to last over 60 years in pristine condition. Life-changing wealth in a tiny coin. Let's bring this home. This 1-cent coin has the potential to change lives. For $9.7 million, you could buy your dream home, pay off all debts and loans. Travel the world without worrying about money, invest in your family's future and education, all from a coin that costs just 1 cent. That's the real magic of rare coins. They're not just collectibles, they're life-changing assets. How to identify a rare 1959 D Lincoln penny? Check the mint mark. A tiny D near the date means it was minted in Denver. But collectors obsess over no mint mark errors, misstrikes, and unique variations. Examine the condition. Look for coins that have sharp details, no scratches, no worn edges, and preserved original copper color. Professional grading. If you find a coin that seems rare, have it graded by a professional coin grading service. This determines its market value officially. Remember, most coins in circulation, even from 1959, are worth just a few cents. But a select few, like the $9.7 million 1959 D penny, are virtually priceless. Coin collectors, especially those who chase Lincoln pennies, often describe their obsession like a treasure hunt. Imagine a room full of coins, each with its own story, and the excitement of spotting that one coin that could be worth millions. Some collectors have spent decades building a collection, saving coins from circulation, or even traveling across the US to auctions and coin shows to find these rare gems. The 1959 D Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a dream, a possibility, a ticket to unimaginable wealth. Selling and buying $1 million coins. You might be curious. How do people actually sell or buy coins worth millions of dollars? Auction houses. Most rare pennies are sold at specialized coin auctions. High-end collectors often bid in the millions for extremely rare coins. Private sales. Some coins are sold privately to ensure confidentiality and smooth transactions. Coin dealers. Reputable dealers who specialize in rare coins can verify authenticity and facilitate sales. It's important to know that authentication is key. Only professionally graded coins, verified by experts, can fetch a life-changing price like $9.70 million. Could you have $1 million penny in your pocket? All it takes is one lucky discovery. And once you realize you've found a coin worth millions, it's a moment you'll never forget. Imagine the thrill of holding a coin that could change your life. That's the allure of Lincoln pennies, and why collectors will stop at nothing to find them. The takeaway: the 1959 Lincoln penny is more than just a small coin. It's a symbol of history, rarity, and life-changing wealth. Its perfect condition, copper composition, and collector demand make it one of the most valuable coins in the world. From a simple 1-cent piece to a $9.7 million treasure, this penny shows us that sometimes the most ordinary things can hold extraordinary value. So, the next time you come across a penny lying around, don't just toss it aside. Look closely. Examine it. Because you never know, you could be holding the next $9.7 million coin in your hand.